All right, greetings, family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing on this beautiful night? Tonight is the night after the day of Monday, December 22nd, 2025. This was Monday, when the night after Monday, December 22nd, 2025. I'd like to say greetings to everyone and welcome to Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. This is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. This is what we're called tonight. We're here every quote unquote night after Monday at 9 p.m. That's 9 p.m. after Monday. And we here just to share some knowledge, information. And don't forget, on Sunday nights, we're at Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. On Sunday, the night after Sunday, which was last night at 9 o'clock, but this is 9 o'clock tonight, Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. Um, Before we get started, or as we get started, I'm going to go ahead and start off with a prayer. We start off with our prayer, and then we go on into what we're going to speak on in that night. So right now, just want to start off with our prayer we have to thank the Father. Bliss be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Bliss be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Bliss be the Father of Israel. Bliss be the Father of 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep your arm protection around us, keep us in every way, help us in every way, that we may follow you, your word, your ruach, which is your spirit, and your law. We ask you to help us in every way and also forgive us of the things that we have done in time past, today's time and time to come, that we may do or may have done in your sight that's miss or not pleasing or have been abominations, that we may change to do your will. We ask you to help us in every way, allow us to be and do your will, Father. And in every way, we just change. We're trying to change for the better and do what we can in this day and time. So we ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise you Almighty. Praise you Almighty. Praise you Almighty. All right. What's going on, family, friends in the world? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's going on? Got my brother Tavius over in Zoom land with us today or tonight. Tavius, we're here in Zoom land. Tavius, just wanted to share with you while I'm just putting this out here that starting tomorrow at 7 a.m. 7:30 a.m. Between 7:30, by the time I drop my wife off and come back, drop her off work and come back, between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m., we're gonna start the introduction to solving classes at 7:30 a.m. between 7:30 and 8 a.m. So I'm just saying at 7:30 a.m. if you're in, or at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So we're gonna have two of them, the same thing, but for those who can't make it in the morning, then we got it at 9 p.m. And those who can't make it at 9 p.m., we got it at 7:30 a.m. on Tuesdays. So that's for the introduction to solving class knowledge, and that's on Zoom only. It's not public. We're moving into private. So this is information everybody needs to know, that wants to know and wants to come to this information and learn about their quote unquote solving status and how to stand in it. So that's where we at. We're starting tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. and then 9 p.m. Because we used to do it at 6 p.m. on Tuesdays, but we're cutting 6 p.m. out, and we're going to be starting at 7:30 a.m. or 9 p.m. So just wanted to put that out there. So just wanted you to know that, Tavius, and anybody else that may come on and want to find out the information. And if anybody wants to become a part of that class, you have to get in contact with me first, either by calling me or texting me your name, number, and email. Tell me you want to know more about the classes, about the introduction, the solving class of knowledge, and we'll go from there. So I just wanted to share that, just so if anybody want to come on, want to know, you have to get in contact with me first, because we have a lot of people, not a lot, as much as we used to. But we have people that come in that's trolling. They try to come in and disrupt our program. So for now on, to even get on the Zoom at all, I have to know who you are. You know, sometimes I allow people to come on because I think I know their name, and sometimes it be someone else bringing some explicit information, explicit stuff. That's the reason why my YouTube got shut down or terminated. I ended up uploading that by mistake, thought I got it off and didn't, and they terminated my last YouTube page. So I'm starting over again on YouTube, and this is where I'm at now. So just sharing that information, putting it out there so those that want to become or come into the information, as we see the information is out there. It's our time now to start coming out of Babylon, and this is the way to do it. But a lot of people are doing many things, and we got a lot of hit and miss, but the information is out there. So, but the Creator has allowed me to come to know what I've come to know through the trials and tribulations I've been through. So that's what I'm sharing with whoever wants it. They're welcome to come. And like I say, you have to connect with me first by texting or emailing me. First, I would just say text me your name, number, and email, and let me know you want to know more information. And that way I can call you, we can have a conversation, and we can go from there. And we'll pick it from there. All right. So other than that, this is Lkyym's Knowledge of Truth. And I started off with that, just let it be known about the situation at hand, and letting people know that letting everyone know that this is private. It's private, and it's not only private, it's important. It's private and it's important information that we all need to know. So just sharing that information, you know, and we just building from there. So today is the 22nd of December. And you know, about 2 or 3 more days, they're gonna have that pagan holiday that they hold every year. I don't worship that. And another thing, just wanted to share with everybody, that just hit my mind right then. That's coming in a few days. One thing I ask everybody, start doing your research. People don't research, they just fall into things and they just go with the flow. Start doing your research and start coming into knowledge of truth. I had a conversation a couple of weeks ago with this brother at the barbershop. And I was talking about telling the truth and about lying, right? I said, we lie to our children. We used to, but some of us do and some of us don't. I said, but a lot of people lie to their children all the time, talking about Santa Claus and Easter Bunny and all this other stuff. They're lying. They lie, 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 and they teach their children these lies. And guess what? We're doing it for the kids. You just want to feel good about what you're doing to keep a lie going. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It just came out. To keep a lie going, right? And people enjoy the lies. They enjoy those lies. They enjoy the lies so much. But what gets me is how this not only just this the people, the country, they hold up lies and they put it on their children. Ain't that what they did in the oh man, that just hit me. Woo. Some just hit me. Boy, did see how just everything just trickled down? They lied and they put it on their children. Man, that just hit me strong. Where is that at? Hold on. Hold on. Let me go into where they lied. Mm, mm, mm. They lied. They put stuff on their children. Mm. Where it say? I want to make sure I find that because I want to find a certain point. Um, by his blood, let his blood be on them and their children. I'm gonna say us. They said, let this blood be on them and their children. It was twice that was said. Let me find it real quick. Boy, some stuff hit me and it just came on down. I'm talking about lies, right? And it trickled on down. Oh, yeah. 27. Where is it at? It's in 27. Trying to find exactly where the area is at. Hold on. I'm in 27. I'm kind of close. There you go. There you go, right here, 25. 27 and 25. Found it. 27 and 25. Matthew 27, 25. Right? How people lie and always put things on their children. They even said today, on my children. Some people say on God. Some people raise their hand and they swear on God. They say on God. They say that. I don't say that. People swear and not knowing what they be doing. They way out of character. But let's go over in here. Let's just say the prophet sentenced to die. I ain't gonna go through this whole thing, but I'm not. Man, it's some things just coming to me right now, and I'm going in here just to prove a point of what people do and have been doing throughout time. Man, my book is getting torn right there. Let me go ahead and read this point right here. We won't start at 11. The prophet before Pilate, right? And I'm gonna take it. We're gonna go to 31. We're gonna go to 31. We may go a little further, but I'm at least taking it to 31. So I just really want to show everybody and get an understanding to how people use things on their children, on the creator. Just lying, period. That's just lying. Let's just say it. Just I read it last night. Before I even go there, let me read this real quick. Let me read this real quick because I like to go into scripture to law. Exodus chapter 30, I think that was 32, 22 or 23. I think it was the beginning of 23. Let me hit it real quick. Beginning of 23, it states, Thou shalt not rest a false report. Put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. This is law. Thou shalt not raise a false report. That's what it is. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thine hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. That's the 9th commandment. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. That's what the judge, that's what the prosecutors, the lawyers, and the what's their name? Attorneys, prosecutors, and lawyers, they bear false witness all the time because they stand there and they act like they was there, but the people that's actually there, that the situation that happened in between, they're not saying anything. But they got someone standing in speaking for them. That's bearing false witness. So this happens all the time, mainly talking about lies tonight. Lies, 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 and people put it on their children, put it on the creator. They say things all the time, just like this pagan holiday is coming up, and they put it, well, we're doing it for the kids. We had a Christmas, they need a Christmas. That's a lie. I never really had I went to see my family. I went to family like that, but I can't remember when I had a quote unquote real quote unquote what they call Christmas. And I'm glad I didn't, because I woke up from it. But we all have been taught what we come to know. But let's go right here. Again, Exodus 23:1 says, thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Verse 2 says, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to rest judgment. That means that when you have, if you're talking about the what they call it, when you have a jury trial. I just want to go home. Everybody has to come to a conclusion together. I just want to go home. Suppose that was your life on the line. So I'm taking this, I'm going to what happened to the prophet in the New Testament. But this is what people don't realize. I'm going through facts in certain situations to rest judgment. Verse 6. Thou shalt not, this is still Exodus chapter 23 and verse 6. 6 and 7. 6, 7, and 8 mainly. Thou shalt not rest the judgment of thy poor in his cause. Should not rest judgment upon the poor as well. Everything should be righteous, and you're supposed to look at everything righteous. You ain't supposed to look at him because he's poor, or he poor, don't care. No, he has a life too. Just because he ain't living the life you're living doesn't mean that he shouldn't have fair judgment. All right? Verse 7. Keep thee far from a false matter. Keep thee far from a false matter. And the innocent and righteous slay thou not. Don't slay the innocent or the righteous, for I would not justify the wicked. Y'all see that? The Father said he ain't going to justify the wicked. Then it goes to say, verse 8, thou shalt not take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. Yeah. But the key is verse 7. Keep thee from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not. I mean, don't kill them. For I will not justify the wicked. Now, let's get over here to this New Testament over here in Matthew 27, starting at verse 11, and we're going to take it to 31. But the key that I want to get to is 25. When they say his blood, let his blood be on them and their children. You see that? That caused a curse. That was a curse they put upon themselves. But let's keep it moving. Verse 11. The prophet before Pilate, Barnabas release. All right, that's the name of the title over this point. Verse 11, Matthew 27 and 11. It says, and the prophet, I don't like saying Jesus, and I'm not going to say Yeshua, but we're just going to go with the prophet. And the prophet of the New Testament stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, art thou the king of the Israelites? It says Jews, but it really is the Israelites. Jew, if people don't know, you need to do your research. Judah is what they took the name from, knowing that Judah was going to be the head tribe. So what they have done, they've taken from the tribe of Judah and start calling them Jews. This is where these false imposters are calling themselves as a nation of people. We are the true children of Israel and of the tribe of Judah. There's no such thing as a Jew. I keep trying to get people to understand that, but people want to go with the norm. Do that, but I'm giving you facts. There's no such thing as a Jew. the Jew was put here. Because you won't find the word Jew in the tribe of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. You'll find Judah, you'll find Joseph, but you won't find Jew. So just wanted to share that. And the governor asked him, saying, Art thou the king of the Jews? And the prophet said unto him, Thou sayest, you sayest. Now the whole thing is, who made him king? They gave you that in the beginning of Matthew. Because this is a narrative they want you to believe. You see what I'm saying? You got to do your research. Verse 12, and when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. He was accused of them, right? These are the scribes and the Pharisees that was spoken of in Matthew chapter 5, verse 20, verse 17 through 20. And when he was accused of the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. And said, then said Pilate unto him, Hearest thou not how many things they witness against thee? And he answered him to never a word, insomuch that the governor marveled greatly, like, man, you ain't saying nothing. This is a story, y'all. Y'all don't know if this story is true or not. This is why I try to get people to understand. You don't know how true this story is. We're going by something that the Council of Nicaea gave to the world. But people don't know it. They don't do their research. They go by face fact, what they're looking at. Like I say, how do you know what's in front of you is true? Unless you do your research according to the voice of Yah, according to the word of the Creator. But now it says the prophet sentenced to die. Verse 15. Now at the feast, the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. Right? Now let me share something with you. This is something people don't know. When you do your research, you'll find out. They did this every year. This was a ritual. They would let one, just like a scapegoat. If you know the scriptures, the scapegoat in the scripture, that a scapegoat, they crucified one, or not crucified, they sacrificed one goat and they allow another scapegoat to go. That's where they got this from. That's where this story is from. You got to understand the scriptures to understand where these other stories is coming from, because the Council of Nicaea came together and gave you Christianity for 56 years. They came together, they were trying to put this together. This is the deadly wound that was healed in Revelation 13. I think verse 2 or I think it was verse 3. Revelation 13 and 3. The deadly wound that was healed, Christianity. For 56 years, I have the research, I have the knowledge, I have the information. From 325 AD to 381 AD, 56 years. Y'all can believe it or not. Verse 16. And they had then a noble prisoner called, and they had then a notable prisoner called Barnabas. Verse 17. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, Whom will ye that I release unto you, Barnabas or the prophet which is called, see, check this out, the prophet which is called Christ? That's the second time. It's going to be 3 times that you're hearing here in the book. Only 3 times you're going to hear, I'm going to say the name since that's what people say, Jesus who is called Christ. That's Matthew 1:16. And right here in Matthew 27, verse 17. Jesus which is called Christ. That's what we called him. That's what the governor said. 18. For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. He knew. You see that? He knew for envy they delivered him. 19. When he was set down on the judgment, when he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, have thou nothing to do with that just man? You see that? And this is what I'm talking about, your own people. Your own people. See, they're Romans. They had nothing to do with, she said, have nothing to do with that just man. He's just. See what I'm saying? This is the part of the story that people don't look at. They look at everything else. Oh, he died for your sin. He did this and that, because that was a favor that was given to the world. But this part of the story, they don't look at. This is the part of the story people should be looking at. But people choose to believe a lie. Even in this story here. Saying, have nothing to do with that just man. You see that? He's just. And what did we just read in the scriptures? Over here in 23, in Exodus 23. Exodus 23, and I think that was 7, wasn't it? Yup. Exodus 23 and 7. Let me read that one more time. Exodus 23 and 7 states, here we go. There we go. Exodus 23 and 7 states again, keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent, and the righteous slay thou not, for I will not justify the wicked. People don't even realize what wickedness is, because they're so far in wickedness, they don't even understand they are wicked. You see what I'm saying? It's right here for now. They don't realize they're wicked. But let's keep it moving. Again, verse 19. When he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, have thou nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. The father was showing her things in a dream according to the story. According to the story. Verse 20. But the chief priests and the elders persuaded the multitude. You see this right here? This right here is your own people. Jealousy, envy, all kinds of things. Not being righteous. Envy, jealousy, and everything else go along with those words. The chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barnabas and destroy the prophet of the New Testament. I don't like saying these names. And destroy the prophet of the New Testament. Man, these Pharisees and Sadducees are evil. And these are your preachers of today. These are your preachers of today. I just wanted to get this point right here. The governor, and verse 21, the governor answered and said unto them, whether of the twain will ye that I release unto you? The two scapegoats. Whether of the twain of the two that I release unto you? They said Barnabas. See that? They said Barnabas right there. Pilate said unto them, what shall I do then with the prophet which is called Christ? Let's go 22. So Matthew 1:16, Matthew 27 verse 17, and Matthew 27 verse 22. Them the only 3 times you see in the book the prophet who is called Christ. Everywhere else in the book, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. I mean, I didn't say it now. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Christ means anointing spirit, the anointed. One who is anointed, not the anointed one. One who is anointed. And there was many anointed by Yah. And the governor said, verse 23, why, what evil have he done? But they cried out the more, saying, let him be crucified. You see that? But they cried out the more, saying, let him be crucified. And guess who was in charge of it? The chief priest. For he knew for envy they delivered him. There was envy of him, jealous. All right. Now, 24. When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather atonement was made, he took water and washed his hands. You see this? Now everybody want to blame. This is what I mean by they want to blame the Romans on this behalf. They wasn't at fault according to the story. Your own people killed him. No different than our own people do what we do today. A lot of people, some people want to stand out for justice because of what this system is doing to us today. But a lot of times the system was coming against us unjustly. But that was part of the curse in the 400 years. Then answered all the people. I'm sorry, let me hit 24 again. When Pilate saw that he couldn't prevail nothing, but that rather atonement was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. You see that? This just person's wife said, have nothing to do with that just man. And this is what people fail to realize. I am innocent of the blood of this just person. Now, how many people ye see to it? He said, ye see to it. You see to it. I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it. Y'all do it. Or see to it that it happens. Then answered all the people and said, his blood be on them, because I ain't gonna say us. His blood be on them and on their children. Don't y'all see why we go through certain things today? That his blood be on them and their children. Then released he Barnabas unto them, and when he had scourged the prophet, he delivered him to be crucified. So that's what that was the ritual that they did. Verse 27. Then the soldiers of the governor took the prophet into the common hall and gathered. Okay. Then took the soldiers of the verse 27, Matthew 27:27. Then the soldiers, greetings, Barak, glad you can make it with us, bruh. Then verse 27, Matthew 27, verse 27. Then the soldiers of the governor took the prophet of the New Testament into the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band of soldiers. And they stripped him and put on him a scarlet robe. They stripped and put on him a scarlet robe. And when they had plaited a crown of thorns, they put it upon his head, and a reed in his right hand, and they bowed the knee before him and mocked him, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews." Actually, like I said, they said it, and that's the narrative they gave the story. And they said, even when Pilate asked him, he said, "Art thou the king of the," it's supposed to be Israelite, but Jews? And he said, "Thou sayest," that's in verse 11. So over here, they was mocking him. And 30, they spit upon him and took a reed and smote him on the head. And after that, they had mocked him. They took the robe. After they had mocked him, they took the robe off from him and put his own raiment on him and led him away to crucify him. Now, all this right here, when you see what happened, that was the ritual that they would do every year. This is something people don't know. This is a ritual that if you go into your research and find out about crucifixion, about the Romans, the crucifixion, the Romans, the what's their name? The Crusaders, the Roman Empire, just start doing your research. You'll find out that at this time of the year, at that time of the year, not around this quote unquote Christmas thing I'm talking about, but around that time of year, what they call Easter, Esther. They had God is named Esther. What they did was they worshiped the goddess of Esther. This is where Easter comes from. And then they had a ritual every year, and this is nothing but the same ritual of Molech. If you ever heard of Molech, however you want to call it, this was the same ritual of the. It was no different. Molech, the religion, because I don't think it was the people. It was the religion of Molech when they used to kill their children in the fire. This is no different when they took the prophet of the New Testament, put him on the cross, and anybody else that they had out there, and put them out there in the sun. That's how they suffered, didn't they? They suffered and died in the sun like that, on the cross. And as I was saying, when you look at this situation, this right here in verse 16, 15 through 17, this right here, it shows the ritual of the oh, come on, Mike. The ritual of the scapegoat. And let me get that for you real quick. Let me read it again, then I'm gonna get it for you. It says, now at that feast, the governor was wont to release unto the people a prisoner whom they would. 16. And they had then a notable prisoner called Barnabas. 17. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto them, "Whom will ye that I release unto you, Barnabas or the prophet which is called Christ?" And like I said, you won't find that but 3 times in the Bible, in the New Testament, that is. Jesus, who is called Christ, in Matthew 1:16. Here it says Jesus, which is called Christ, in Matthew 27:17. And then you'll find it one more time in Matthew 27, verse, was that verse 22 or 25? 22. It says, Pilate said unto them, "What shall I do then with Jesus, which is called Christ?" Them the only 3 times you'll find that statement like that. Throughout the rest of the Bible, it says Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus. It's not Jesus. They say it like at first, that's a subliminal message they put in everybody's mind. And this is why people don't know, because they don't do the research. But now let's go to the point of, I was sharing with you about the scapegoat. Remember I was telling y'all about the scapegoat a few moments ago? I think that's the Leviticus 16. I think it's Leviticus 16 when it talks about, the scapegoat right here, verse 20. Leviticus 16, verse 20, it says, "And when he has made an end of reconciling the holy place and the tabernacles of the congregation and the altar," this is Leviticus 16:20, "and the altar, he shall bring the live goat 21. And Aaron shall lay both hands upon his head of the live goat and confess over him all the iniquities of the children of Israel and all their transgressions and all their sins, putting them upon the head of the goat, and shall send him away by the hand of a fit man into the wilderness. 22. And the goat shall bear upon him all their iniquities unto a land not inhabited, and he shall let go the goat in the wilderness. 23. And Aaron shall come into the tabernacle of the congregation and shall put off the linen garments which he put on when he went into the holy place, and shall leave them there. 24. And he shall wash his flesh with water in the holy place, and put on his garments, and come forth and offer his burnt offering and the burnt offering of the people, and make an atonement for himself and for the people. And the fat of the sin offering shall be burnt upon the altar, and he that let go the goat for a scapegoat shall wash his clothes and bathe his flesh in water, and afterwards come into the camp. And the bullock for the sin offering and the goat for the sin offering, whose blood was brought in to make atonement in the holy place, shall one carry forth without the camp, and they shall burn in the fire their skins and their flesh and their dung. And he that burneth them shall wash his clothes and bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp. Now, this was the scapegoat right here, verse 20 all the way to 28. But right here, let me see if I can go to another point. Verse 16. Leviticus 16:16. And he shall make an atonement for the holy place because of the uncleanness of the children of Israel, and because of the transgressions in all their sins. And so shall he do for the tabernacle of the congregation that remaineth among them in the midst of their uncleanness. Right? 17. And there shall be no man in the tabernacle of the congregation when he goeth in to make an atonement in the holy place, until he come out and have made an atonement for himself, for his household, and for all the congregation of Israel. Let me go back a little bit further. Here we go, right here, verse 6. Start at verse 6. I don't want to go, I'm not trying to get the whole thing. I'm just getting y'all a certain point to give y'all understanding. When they took from the law, that's why I tell you I got to understand the law. When you start understanding the law, you understand where the Council of Nicaea gave you the New Testament. If you don't do your research, you will not know. You're going by a story that was given to you because it was given to the world. This is how that's why the Creator said in the second commandment, showing mercy unto 1,000 of them that love me and keep my commandments. No, he said, Lord, Yah thy father is jealous father, visiting the iniquity upon the fathers, upon the children, unto the third, the Greek, and the fourth, the Roman generation of them that hate me. They have stolen from his word, but the people don't know it. And when you do your research, see everything in the Bible, when you do your research in history, you come to find out the lies that they have placed there. Just like I just shared with you. According to the story, Pilate didn't want to kill the prophet of the New Testament, whether you call him Jesus or you call him Yeshua. The whole point is, I believe there was a prophet that did come. I believe it was a prophet that came. But the whole thing, he only came to do no different than all the rest of the prophets, to turn people back to the law. That will every prophet, every servant of the Creator and every prophet of the Creator, that's their mission and their job, to turn everybody back to the law. But people don't get it. A lot of people are caught up in religion. The Creator never gave a religion. I made a post about that today. The Creator never gave a religion. He only gave his laws, his statutes, and his judgments. That's it. Man made religion, and the world is caught up in it. And if you don't know prophecy, you don't understand. You're only going by what was given to you. But let me finish up. Verse 6. But let me go to 5. Verse 5, Leviticus 16:5 states, and he shall take of the congregation of the children of Israel 2 kids of the goats for a sin offering, and 1 ram for a burnt offering. All right. Verse 6, and Aaron shall offer his bullock of the sin offering, which is for himself, and make an atonement for himself and for his house. These are the children of Levi, the house of Levi. Verse 7, and he shall take the 2 goats and present them before Yah. It said before the Lord, but before Yah at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Verse 8, and Aaron shall cast lots upon the 2 goats. This is our key right here. Lots upon the 2 goats, 1 lot for the Lord and or for the Creator, and the other lot for the scapegoat. This was Barnabas and the prophet of the New Testament, the scapegoat. And Aaron shall bring the goat upon which Yah's lot fell, and offer him for a sin offering. See, whatever lot that it fell on, one of them is going to be made for a sin offering, but the goat on which the lot fell to be the scapegoat shall be presented alive before Yah to make an atonement with him, and to let him go for a scapegoat into the wilderness. Barnabas was the scapegoat, according to what they made. If you don't know scripture, you don't know law. You don't know how everything the Romans and the enemy does, they do a copycat. They copy everything that the Creator did. The Creator gave laws, statutes, and judgment. The Roman Empire, the Greek and Roman Empire gave you religion. What's the religion of today? Christianity. Everybody calling themselves Christianity don't even realize they in idolatry under the Roman rule. The Council of Nicaea came together in 325 AD. The King Constantine, even though it was things that happened before then, we talking about the basics. King Constantine pulled together these bishops, and they came together and they put the gospel, God's spell, the gospel together, and the New Testament. This is how it came about. People don't know this. Why? Because they don't research. When I asked the Creator to bring me to the truth, he equipped me with information in these 30 years that I've come to know what I've come to know. But people like being in bondage. They like being deceived. They don't realize where we are and how we're supposed to be. They don't know. And many choose not to know. But y'all don't know. This is the reason why Ezekiel 18 is the way it is. A lot of people are in wickedness and they don't even realize they're in wickedness. But then the Creator tell you what to do and how to do. People don't choose to research. They don't choose to read. Me, myself, I'm just giving you leeway. I'm giving you bits and pieces to say, okay, man, I didn't know this. When you start in, the little bit I give you and you go research it, you're going to start to see things that you never saw before. Then your eyes going to become open because now the Spirit is beginning to deal with you. A lot of people don't understand. That's why I'm consistent on what I do when I come here on Sundays, well, night after Sunday, the night after Monday, the night, or shall I say, the Sabbath evening, or just at 12 o'clock, and also on our Psalm class knowledge, which I've come to know to share as well. Time is short. We are the 400 years. Things are happening right now, and the people don't start, y'all don't realize grace is falling out. And the sad thing is that people don't understand the Creator is going to use the enemy to wipe off his enemies. And this is what people don't know. See, the enemy to us is still the Creator's weapon. And people don't get that. If you're whooping your child, you're going to whoop your child. But it all depends on what you use to whoop them with. You're going to use a switch. You're going to use a belt. You're going to use a rod. You're going to use a broom. You're going to use a stick. Whatever you decide to whoop your child with, you're going to whoop your child with that switch. And guess what the switch is today? the Roman Empire, the police, this system. Until you straighten yourself up and get back into his word, his laws, and follow what he wants you to do, people think they're going to make a shortcut. Some people think, well, I'm getting my status and I ain't got to worry about no God and sky God and all this other stuff. People that don't think the creator is real, they really don't think they ain't real. When it talks about the clay, I'm giving y'all some understanding. In Daniel chapter 2, when it talks about the iron and the clay, the iron is still the system, even though it's in the feet. Because the legs, you got both legs, you got old Rome and new Rome. Them the two legs of iron. But then you get down to the feet, which is of iron and clay. The clay is us. We're the clay. The clay is Israel, and the clay is the Moors, and clay is many of the indigenous people. That's the clay. Why? Because we're separating ourselves from the system. That's the clay. But you're going to have some of the clay that's going to fall. Why? Because some of the clay is not getting into the creator's word. They're spiritual. That's the difference. I'm giving you understanding. But Israel, they're the ones who are going to stand in the creator's word, the creator's laws, and do what the creator say do. When Israel starts following the creator's word, he's going to bring you out. There's going to be a lot of people that think they're going to get, they think they're doing it right now. Me and my brother Barack had a conversation last week sometime. If not, and that was last week, we had a conversation. It's a lot of people that's going in the way of being sovereign, getting their national status, their indigenous status. They're getting all that. But the problem is they're not free. It's a whole lot that people don't understand. This books give you everything you need. And if y'all, I'm saying y'all as in the people, if y'all don't get yourself right, y'all gonna be caught up in the mix because people choose not to listen and they don't hear. But time is coming and they can't say they ain't being warned. That's all I'm saying. I'm giving you fact. I'm showing you the scapegoat right here. And all this came because of lies. Now, let me share with everybody from where I am now and do this, whoever that's coming in. All this has started because I was talking about lies. What lies? Number one is in about 2 or 3 days, they got the lie calling Christmas that they been lying to their children. And I started I started off saying that I was talking to some brothers last week. I believe it was last week sometime. I've talked to some brothers and they talking about, yeah, we do it for the kids. Yeah, we have the Easter bunny and we have Christmas and Thanksgiving. We do it for the kids. I said, why are you lying to the children? Well, we went through, I said, well, still it's time to come out of the lie. Stop lying to these children and bring them into the right way. No, well, we went through it. We want to do it for the kid. I said, you're lying to them. And it was a guy getting his hair cut, and it was a boy sitting in the chair, but he was an older boy. Could have been 18, 19, but it could have been, they look older now, so he could have been anywhere between 14, 15, or whatever. But the point is, I'm looking at eyes moving. I'm looking at the guy sitting down in the chair getting his hair did. I'm seeing the boy over there, but we just having conversation. I'm not going to hide the truth. I'm not going to hide the truth. If you choose to tell your children, because pretty soon, when the children get a certain age, they start searching for the creator. When you get around your teens, you start searching for more than what you know. Many of us do it. We start searching for knowledge and information. We want to know because that's the creator is awakening within us at this time. We want to know the real. We want to know the real. We don't want to be going by. That's when we're actually trying to awaken and start coming. But we get docile. We start getting flooded with the lies. Oh, yeah. Then we start going to different religions. Jehovah's Witness, Baptist, Presbyterian, Muslim, all this other stuff. And we come to find out what makes us comfortable in the things that we come to know until more information comes. I'm giving you fact. I just shared with you about the scapegoat, and y'all can read it for yourself. Leviticus 16. I'm not going to have to go that much no more to just share with you what's going on. I just read from verse 5 down to 11, I believe. I'll do 10 and 11 again. But the goat in which Lot fell to be the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Creator to make an atonement with him and to let him go for a scapegoat into the wilderness. Verse 11, the last verse for the moment. And Aaron shall bring the bullock of the sin offering, which is for himself, and he shall make an atonement for himself and for his house, and shall kill the bullock for the sin offering, which is for himself. So this whole Leviticus 16 is about scapegoat, no different than what they stole, the Romans. And that's why you have the prophet of the New Testament, which is Jesus or Barnabas, Jesus or Yahshua, however you want to call it, and Barnabas. But when you do your research, which I have, you come to find out they killed thousands of our people in that time of the year. Not only that time of year, throughout the year. Crucifixions. Look up crucifix and just understand what it's about. Look it up. Crucifixion was what they put a man on a tree. They still kind of do it today, but they call it hanging today. Still hanging bodies from trees. Strange fruit. People don't have no understanding. They are just oblivious to the things that's really going on. Up under their nose. Time is short. Time is here. And time is now. To know knowledge and information. A lot of people looking for this. That's what everybody looking for. Y'all don't get caught up. That right there's gonna get you caught up, mammon. But I just gave y'all Matthew 27, verse 11 through 30, 1 through 31. I read that because I started off with lies. And this is how I started off sharing it with you. I started talking about the fact that we lied to our children, and then the fact that they said over here 27, 25. Then answered all the people and said, his blood be on them. I ain't gonna say us because I ain't gonna put it on me. His blood be on them and their children. You gotta watch the words you say too, because you can put stuff on you that you don't realize, like they did here. When they said that if this was a true statement, if this was true, I can't say it was or wasn't. But I understand the story for what it is. Let his blood be on them and their children. And it was something about my when I was back in Mississippi, when we was going through the Bible. He said, why couldn't they just say let his blood be on them? On them and their children. That's why we going through what we going through. And there's another point in the scriptures where it says about somebody's blood being on us and our children. I forgot exactly where it was, but I remember it being in the scriptures before it got over in the New Testament. But the key is lies. That's the main reason about this conversation tonight. Lies. Lie. Pilate didn't want to, he even said in verse 18 here, he knew that for envy they had delivered him. But yet and still, Pilate could have overruled him. But you got to also understand this system. They got to accuse somebody for something, whatever it is. They're going to find a guilty verdict. Even if they know they're innocent, if it's called guilty, that's why they can't go against the law. But if you don't know no more than what the law is, and then you got their people representing you or presenting you, you ain't got no chance. That's the reason why I say that lawyers, attorneys, and prosecutors, they bear false witness all the time, lie. Because they wasn't there when the situation was going on. So how can they stand in for you and then tell a story like they know what's going on? This whole system is fraud, fake. And people have lost their lives behind the situation. People are in jail now because of the same situation. That's why the Father said, you got to stand for you got to know law. You got to stand in law, not legal. Not legalese, but being lawful. You have to know how to stand. This is the reason why we're doing what we're doing with our class. But it's up to the people that want it. It ain't about giving you no document. You got to learn. Where we at, You got to learn. And if you ain't into learning, bye. Bye. You got to learn here. We don't want no money from you to do something for you. No, you got to come. You come this way, you got to learn. No different what I'm sharing right now. All you got to do is go behind me, do your research. It's simple. I give information. All you got to do is go behind me and research it. I just showed you about the scapegoat a few moments ago. But people love lies. And like I say, this whole New Testament. Now, I will say, and I'm going to confess and say again, I do believe, I don't know, but I do believe a man did come. I don't believe a man died for anybody's sin, because the Creator even said in Deuteronomy 24:16, no man can die for another man's sin. So that's a lie right there. Someone dying for your sins. Sacrificial lamb. You can't find nowhere in here that a man was sacrificed for anybody that was put there in order for the world to believe. The Father never had never sacrificed a human. That's why I tell you, this is Molich. Putting a man on a cross dying in the sun, that's no different than putting a child in the fire, burning their children in the fire. People have no understanding. They're going by what they was told and taught. But hey, it says the whole world will go a-whoring after Rome, or should I say the beast, which is Rome, Revelation 13. The whole world will go a-whoring after him. Revelation 13, the beast is the Roman Empire. But it's hard trying to wake our people up. People more concerned about money, things, material things, instead of their spirituality. And that's what's going to get them. So, other than that, this is the end of part one, and I'm just going to probably call this just lies. I don't even know if I should call it lies. I know scapegoat. I just showed the difference between scapegoat and what they use Jesus and Barnabas here on the New Testament in chapter 27. And how the people said, let his blood be on them and their children. People always talking about something. We did it for the kids. We love our kids. We have Christmas for the kids, but you going in debt. Saying that's the crazy part. You going in debt, you paying all this money for a lie. And then gonna say some Santa Claus did it for you. You're gonna lie, not only you're gonna take the lie of you and give it to a fictitious being who don't even exist, buy stuff and give it to the children, so the children will be happy on a lie. That's the sad part. And our people are gone with it. That's the sad part. And you know something? That's a hell. And people don't even realize it. That's a hell, a H-E-L-L. That's hell. After you go out and spend all this money, now you got to catch back up. Slaves. Slave to the system. Thought that one coming, excuse me. So, other than that, y'all, we got to do better. We got to wake up. We got to learn the truth. And if y'all come with me on anything, I'm going to give you the facts of what I come to know. Not what I believe, what I come to know. If I believe something, I tell you I believe it, meaning that I don't know. I give you my opinion on what I believe. I believe a prophet did come. Yeah, I don't believe. Well, I know he didn't die for nobody's sins. I know there was no immaculate conception, that a ghost came and had put a sperm in the baby, in a woman named Mary, and Jesus popped out because this was the Holy Spirit. No, I don't believe none of that. They got that out of Egypt. Horus, Heru, and Isis. That's where they got that story from. That's where that story came from. Since a whole lot that the world don't know, they just going by what was fed to them. Romans went around the world and stole everything and adapted everything. That's why it says in Daniel chapter 2, I can go on, y'all. Daniel, it shall, and iron shall subdue all things. Chapter 2 and 40. The iron is the Roman Empire. They subdued and they merged everything with their lifestyle and made an image. Your image was Jesus. Revelation 13, verse 14 and 15. That's the image. The image of the beast, the image of the system. The system is the Roman Empire, and that image is Jesus. And the symbol is the cross. But people don't know. You try to give people knowledge, they look at you like, oh, you crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. This and that. Oh, good. And the creator said that he would deceive you. He'll deceive you. If you really believe all that and you ain't going into his word to understand what he said that was going to happen, it's all of the creator. The blessings and the curses. It's still of the creator. It all depends on where you at in it. If you choose not to study and research and understand, you belong with the curse. But if you choose to research and ask the creator to lead and guide you and you being serious, he gonna bless you to see and know more information. But people choose to be ignorant. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'll be right back with part 2. Other than that, I am that Lkhyym in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Lkhyym in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Lkhyym is really me. And I come to know a great deal, and I'm not saying I know everything, I'm not a know-it-all. But what I know, I can stand on. And the Father has really kind of let me understand that I know a lot, and I'm not bragging. And I'm thankful to know what I know, and I retain what I know. So I'm thankful, Father, for what I do know. I'll tell you, I don't know it all. I know what I know, and I can stand on what I know. So other than that, we'll be right back with part 2. This is the end of part 1. And we're going to pause Zoom. We're going to pause you for a minute because you're the long version. So we're going to pause you. We'll be right back with part 2. Stay right there. And my brother Barack, my brother Tavis, I'm glad y'all here. We'll be right back with part 2 in a few moments. Other than that, Zoom, we'll be right back. And always, hey, be right back, Zoom. All right, Zoom. It was something on. I wanted to get this for before I got rid of everybody or said bye to everybody. On Instagram, a couple of people came in. Blue Denny 54 joined, but Tom Snyder, and I wanted to make sure I got this on here so y'all can understand what was said, and I want to share with you what was said. This guy named Tom Snyder shared. He said, all religions underneath the 501c3 Babylonian system are a Luciferian cult. And I shared that earlier today, earlier this morning. Earlier in the day, in the morning, beginning of the day, I shared the exact same thing. All religions, Islam, Christianity, no matter what it is a cult. If it's a religion, it's a cult. And this brother just came on out with it. Tom Snyder, I appreciate your point of view there. All religions underneath the 501c3 Babylonian system are a Luciferian cult. And yes, they are, and that's 100% true. And why? Because the Creator never gave a religion. The Creator only gave his laws, statutes, and his judgments. That's all the Creator gave. His laws, statutes, and his judgments. But the world is going after religion. He's going after Christianity, the biggest religion in the world, Islam or Muslim, the next religion, and all the rest of them. Don't make a difference. It even talked about in Revelation 13 about on the 7 heads, the 7 dragons of the 7 heads, the names of blasphemy. That's every religion in the world, because the Creator never gave a religion. He only gave his laws, statutes, and judgment. And this is what people don't realize. So I'm going to put you back on pause as we leave everybody else, and we'll see you in a moment. Zoom. All righty, all righty, all righty, all righty. Greetings, 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 family, friends, and the world. This is Lkhyym, Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing this night? This is the night after Monday, December 22nd, 2025. This is the night after Monday, December 22nd, 2025. We usually start around 9 p.m. for Lkhyym's Knowledge of Truth. This is Lkhyym's Knowledge of Truth. And we're sharing information. We're here on at 9 p.m. after Monday, which is the night after Monday. And we're here on the night after Sunday, which was last night, or at 9 p.m. For Fight Fire with Truth. Fight Fire with Truth. And that's an open conversation. So just to share with everybody one more time, as I did at the beginning of part one, after I did the prayer, for anyone that's interested in the introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge, what I'd like for you to do to connect to text or email me, mainly I'd rather for you to text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. Text me. You'd like to know more information about the Sovereign Class of Knowledge and about getting into your private office, and we'll go from there. And what I do, I'll call you, talk, and then we'll go from there, because there's a lot of things going on, and I like to get to know the people that we're dealing with, because we're moving into the private, and there's a lot of things going on, and we're in a day and time now where a lot of people don't really understand that this is really spiritual that's happening. So tomorrow will be our first day at 7:30 a.m. Now, if I get in a little late, we've been to start between 7:30 and 8 p.m., 8 a.m., shall I say, in the morning. But I'm saying 7:30, I got to drop my wife off at work by 6:30, so I should be back home by 7:30 and start it up. So it'll be 7:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. for those who can't make it in that rising. They can make it that night on what they call Tuesday. So that's 7:30 a.m. or 9 p.m. But in order for me to allow you to come in, I'm gonna have to know you. So connect with me before then. Email or text me your name, number, and email, and we'll go from there. And if you want the alkaline water teas, you can text me that, or you can just say you want to know more about the Sovereign Class of Knowledge. You can text that when you text me your name, number, and your email, and we'll go from there. So other than that, things are happening, things are moving. And just to share with you, I started off part one. We're in part two right now, but I started off part one about the lies that's going on today. How our people always talk about on God, on, you know how they say on God. The people, I ain't gonna say it, but that's what they say, on God. They be like on their children, man, I did this on my children, on my family, on this and on that. People be lying, and they don't realize how much of a curse they're putting upon themselves by the things they say. People don't realize your words are very important. When you speak things into existence. And the fact that people lie on their children, they lie to children. And I'm going to tell this story again. This is how I started off part one. I was at a barbershop, and I was talking to mainly the barber, but I was talking to the barber and talking to the people there, and to me, I'm be straight up with conversation. I'm talking to him, and we talking about lies, and he talking about, yeah, I'm gonna get this for the kids for Christmas and all this and all. I said, why y'all lying to the children? Y'all get mad if your children lie to you, but then you want to lie to your children until they get, oh, well, we doing it for the kid. Lie is a lie is a lie. Bearing false witness. All these things what people do, and they don't even realize how much of a detriment that they're doing, not only to their children, but also to themselves. Lies. What's the ninth commandment? Thou shalt not bear false witness. People bear false witness, and I tell first thing I always say, lawyers, prosecutors, and attorneys bear false witness all the time. All the time. They're in the top tier of false people that's being false witnesses because they wasn't at the crime when it was supposed to be a crime, that when it happened, they wasn't there. They go by hearsay because they're telling the story by hearsay like they was there. Instead of the people that was actually there telling the story. The witnesses that was there to tell the story. Now they'll come up, but it's sad. And people don't even realize how much of a sham that they are in. And the reason I spoke on that, and I end up going through, and I don't know what brought me. I thought about when it said, "Let it be on us and their children." Now I don't say mine. And I end up going through the New Testament in Matthew 27, verse 25, when the Pharisees persuaded the people. They persuaded the people to be crucified. In verse 23, it stated, 27, Matthew 27, 23 states, it says, and the governor said, why? What evil have he done? But they cried out the more, saying, let him be crucified. I'm gonna get up when the governor answered, said, when they persuaded the people. Where is they at? And the governor said, why is this evil done? What has he done? But they cried the more, saying, let him be crucified. But the chief priest, there go verse 20. But the chief priests and the elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barnabas and destroy the prophet. Right there, that's 20. That's wickedness. These are your prophets and not prophets. Some probably call them some prophets. These are your preachers and your people today. Jealousy and envy, just like he said over here in verse 18. For he knoweth that for envy they had delivered him. And I'm not taking up for what happened because, like I said, I believe a prophet came, but I know that he didn't die for anybody's sins. But let's get off that soapbox. I went there because of the lies that's going on today. And what's the lie today? Jeremiah 10. This is the lie of the day that's coming up in about 3 days. Jeremiah chapter 10. We'll start at verse 1. Everybody should know this one. And they should understand what it is too. No matter how much they want to be deceived. Jeremiah chapter 10, Yah and the idols. It says God and the idols here. Hear ye the word which Yah speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Hear ye the word which the Creator speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus said, now when he said thus saith Yah, thus said the Lord, thus saith the Creator, thus said that the Creator speaking through his prophet. People don't even realize that. That's the voice of Yah. That's the voice of the Creator. Thus saith Yah, it said thus saith the Lord, but thus saith Yah, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. The heathen, the ignorant ones, the sinful ones. For the customs of the people are vain. Customs of today. Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, Easter, all these customs. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman, with the axe. We know that's a Christmas tree. Everyone knows that this is a Christmas tree. No matter how you want to say it, when you break down the workman of it with an axe, but the key is here. They deck it with silver and with gold. Some people try to deny that. Oh, that's not talking about a Christmas tree. Well, what are they talking about then? They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. Isn't that what they do when they bring it in the house? Isn't that what they do? That actually came from Nimrod. The evergreen tree grew over Nimrod's grave after his death, after his wife and his mother that he married, she started putting gifts under his tree. I don't know if y'all heard that story or not. Verse 5, they are upright as the palm tree. Palm tree. Am I correct? But speak not. They must needs be born, meaning they need to be set in the ground because they cut down. Because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. It's a dead tree. It's an idol. People don't realize when they bring the tree out, that's an idol. And this is what people don't get. This is an idol. When you cut a tree down, bring it in the house, it's an idol. When you put toys and stuff under the tree, they're idols. Figurines. What is a figurine? What's a doll? Baby doll. What all these things are? Images. Idols. A lot of times the children get those toys, they only with them for about a week, and then they gonna do other stuff. Parents been to bought all that stuff for nothing. They've been about that stuff for nothing. The only kind of toy that a child will probably keep is a basketball. Why? Because they're gonna go play basketball, football, something that they're gonna do in the meantime that they can use for sports and stuff like that. But the other stuff, it's a waste of money. They're idols. They're idols for that time and that day. No different than you do a sacrifice. When you take a life, that's what sacrifices are. Sacrifice is actually just taking a life. And as I shared with you in part 1, the scapegoat and also Barnabas and the prophet of the New Testament, they called Jesus or Yeshua. One of them was the scapegoat, which was Barnabas. And I shared the scapegoat portion in Leviticus chapter 16. You have to study to know, to grow, to understand what you need to know. A lot of people are dead in the water when it comes to knowledge. They just out here. Neither also is it in them to do good. Verse 6. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Yah, thou art great, and see, for as there is none like unto thee, O Creator. See, the idols is what they're talking about, because he said there is none like unto the Creator, showing you that the Creator compared to these idols that people are taking. People don't even realize that Christmas tree is an idol. They don't even realize that. Man, boy. But then it's straight over here in verse 6. For as much as there are none like unto thee, O Yah, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. But they worship the tree, the great evergreen, the great pine tree. Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? You see that? Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For thee doeth it pertaineth. For to thee doeth it pertaineth. For as much as among all the wise men of the nations, and in all their kingdom, there is none like unto thee. Talking about the Creator. Giving praises unto the Creator just by saying that. But people don't even realize it. People are so caught up in idolatry, they don't even realize it. But you know something? It's coming a time when the curse hit, when the real curse hit. So you had a small curse across the world. I'm saying small, it ain't really small. That coronavirus, that was a curse. That was the curse of the Roman Empire, of the nation, that happened at that time. There's going to be some other things going on for those who are not covered. Y'all don't get yourself together. I'm telling you. Some people think I'm just talking. They don't know how serious I am when it comes to this word. See, when you become part of this word talks to you. It gets in your spirit. It lets you understand what's coming, what's not, what to be aware of, and what to see. And until then, everybody else just say, "Oh, that's just the Bible. It's just a book and all this." Hey, okay, you look at it like that. Verse 8. But they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanity. You see that right there? The stock of what? A tree. They are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine, doctrine. Isn't that doctrine is a teaching, isn't it, right? The stock is a doctrine of vanities. A lot of people don't go past 5. Verse 9. Silver spread into plates is brought from Tarsus, and gold from Uphaz, the work of the workman and the hands of the founder. Blue and purple is near their clothing. They are all the work of cunning men. Uh-huh. But Yah is the true Yah. You see that? Do y'all understand what's being said here? This is Jeremiah chapter 10. We down at verse 10 right now. But Yah is the true Yah. He is the living Yah and an everlasting King. At his wrath, the nations, at his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nations, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. You see that? People do not understand because they don't really realize what's going on, what's being said in these scriptures. People just look at this scripture, oh, that's just a book. Y'all, people really don't know. They really don't. Verse 11. Thus saith thus shall ye say unto them. This is what you should say to them. The gods that have not made the heavens, the gods, small g, that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. Ooh, y'all see that? This like this. Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth, from under the heavens. He has made the earth by his power. And this is talking about the creator. He has made the earth by his power. He has established I'm just going through this right here. I just came over here. He has established the world by his wisdom and have stretched out the heavens by his discretion. This is talking about the creator, the Almighty. Some people would blaspheme and said Jesus did it. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. People don't even realize it. Verse 13. When he uttered his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens. That's the creator. Ain't no Jesus did nothing like that. Or no Yahshua, whoever y'all want to say. When he uttered his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens. And he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasure. Do people really understand power? People don't even see the power in what's being said. They just look at this, oh, that's just words. They don't even understand. They really don't understand the words. When he speak through his prophets and have this written, people do not have the understanding of the power of the creator. And you know what? It's sad. Now, you know what? A child understands. A child, when a child say God, a baby, they understand. They still close to the Creator because they not too long came out of the womb. But as they grow older, people have forgotten about the Creator, the Almighty. Except for those who really did their research and their due diligence to find the Creator. 14. Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. You see there? For his multi-image is falsehood. You see there? And there is no breach in them. No breath. No breath in them. People walk around with crosses on. This ain't no crossing. This just this is an organized energy conductor. But the point is, people walk around with crosses. They got crosses on their bodies. People really don't know. They really don't have an understanding. And there is no breath in them. They are vanity and the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. You see that? What visitation? When the Creator comes. When he visits you in the spirit. See, it's a visitation that's going to happen. It all depends on where you are. See, my visitation, I was in Europe when I went through my spiritual awakening. But I was sincere and I was going through something spiritually. And I was being shown between me and my lady that I was with at the time. She's a German. Loved her and she loved me at the time. But this is where you either gonna love the Creator or you're gonna love the world. You're gonna love the Creator, you're gonna love these other things of the world. Creator gonna give you what you need but you gotta search for them wholeheartedly. 16. The portion of Jacob is not like them. You see that? Come on, Father. Now, you know what? That's the same thing I'm telling everybody right now with the money situation and with land, air, water, homes, cattle. It's the difference. See, the portion of Jacob, the portion of Israel, Jacob is not like them. For he is the former of all things. That's us. We're the former of all things. And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. See, there you go. Jacob is dead, Israel. Israel is the, what do you say? And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yah of hosts is his name. If people really understood. If people really understood, the portion of Jacob is not like them. Jacob are those who are still awakening. For he is the former of all things. And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Israel. That's when you have awoken. I have awoken. I've been through my spiritual awakening. Israel is the rod of his inheritance, and Yah of hosts is his name. Mainly, the law is his name, because nobody can pronounce his true name. So, I was in that, and I was something that I've seen there not so long ago. The world by his wisdom, that was something else that I saw. He that made the earth by his power, he hath established the world by his wisdom. Excuse me. And have stretched out the heavens by his discretion, which he uttered his voice. There is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causes the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. If people really understood. But there you go. That's what I've seen. But they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities. That's what I wanted to see. That's Jeremiah 10. That was 8. Let me find something over here that y'all need to check out. Jeremiah 16. Right here. Something I want everybody to really understand according to what everybody's going through. right? First, let me give you the curse. First, let me give you the curse. Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 10 through 13. I did a breakdown on this as well. I need to re-upload this for who do you follow, man or Yah? I need to do a breakdown. I got a breakdown I did on this, and I gotta upload that one again. But verse 10, Jeremiah 16 and 10 states this. It says, and it shall come to pass, verse 10, Jeremiah 16:10. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore have Yah pronounced all this great evil against us? We asking the question now. And I remember Polite asked the question. I remember a young Pharaoh asking that same question. Why is we going through what we going through as a people? Right here, the Creator said it. And it shall come to pass, and this is what people don't know because they don't study to know what the Creator actually said and why we're going through what we're going through. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, wherefore have Yah pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin? We asking the question, well, why are we going through this? Why are we going through it? What it said in the second commandment. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything in heaven above, earth beneath, or waters under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, thy father, am a jealous father. Here you go. Visiting the iniquity. This is your key. Visiting the iniquity, the ignorance upon the fathers, which is, I like to say, upon the parents, because now we don't have fathers in the home, in every home, but we do have a mother, and some we have fathers. But either one, both of them have children that they're teaching. So I like to say, visiting the iniquity upon the parents, which is the fathers, which is actually the parents, upon the children. You teach the children what you know. You've been going to school for 12 years, then to college to learn what they taught you to know. If you don't start doing your own research to find out what you need to know, you're growing in lies. You're growing in information and history that this system put upon you. What system? The third and fourth generation of them that hate me. We say, jealous father, visiting the iniquity upon the parents, upon the children, unto the third Greek and fourth Roman generation world powers of them that hate me. This is the reason why we don't know. And this is the reason why we're in the position we're in. Teaching lies to our children, not learning information, not growing in knowledge. And this is the reason why we're like we are today. And we wonder why we're going through the hell we're going through because we're not searching and researching to find out the truth. We're satisfied where we at. Now, I say we, I don't mean me, but our people satisfied where they are. So, and it shall come to pass, again, verse 10, Jeremiah 16:10, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt show this people all these words, and they shall say unto thee, if I'm showing the words and they're going to say, well, why are we going through this? It's just like you're asking me, no different than you're asking the prophet in the book. Wherefore have Yah pronounced all this great evil against us? Or what is our iniquity? They ask, what is our iniquity? Or what is our sin that we have committed against Yah our Father, Lord our God? What did we do? You in it. How many times you go to church there? We ain't under the law no more, we under grace. We ain't under the law no more, we under grace. That's another part right there. That's another sin. Or what is our iniquity, or what is our sin that we have committed against the Lord our Father? 11. Then shalt thou say unto them, then I want you to tell them this. Right here in the book. That's the white man's book. That ain't for us. The white man wrote that. The Creator spoke it to his prophet and told us to know this right here. Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers, what it says, visiting the iniquity upon the fathers, upon the children. What did it say right here? Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me. Your parents have forsaken me, saith Yah, saith the Creator, saith the Lord, however you want to hear it, and have walked after other gods. The Christmas tree is just, we just got to reading, the Christmas tree is an idol. They say that they're bringing it in, they're dealing with, why you're doing it. It's a tradition. It's something that was given to you hand down from time past. Why are you doing it? People don't realize traditions are deities. Traditions are religions. And every religion is idolatry. Whether you understand that or not. But forsaking me, saith Yah, and have walked after other gods and have served them. Don't y'all serve Christmas? When you're going out buying stuff, you're serving Christmas. When you're serving the New Year's, when the New Year is actually in the spring, the end of March, beginning of April, people serving the New Year that they call Janus, the two-headed God. Y'all don't know about Janus, the two-headed God in January? You got a God looking that way and a head God looking this way. Two-headed God, looking to the past and looking to the future. Oh, y'all don't know about that? I told you, do some research. Look up January and see where January come from. The God, as they say, Janus. Or Janus, however you want to call it. The two-headed God looking in the past and looking in the future. People don't know this because they don't choose to research. Look up the days of the week. Look up the months of the year. Look up all these different things and find out knowledge about these things and understand where they're from. Look up these holidays and holidays that people don't choose to research. They're too busy in their daily life doing what they're doing and they ain't trying to find no research to get themselves better and teach their family, to teach their children. Like these guys I tell about, like I told you, I'm talking to one guy, I'm talking to the barber. One guy sitting in a chair, his son, I didn't really know his son. I'm thinking his son was of age. But after, got up and sitting there walking together, leaving, son must have been young, like 13, 14, I'm more than 13, about 14, 15, maybe 16, maybe. And if he was younger, he looked older than that. But I'm looking at the eyes going back and forth. We talking about lies. We talking about holidays and holidays and all this other stuff. Lying to your children. But the children, they like, why you gotta lie? I'm sticking to my gun. Why are you lying to them? You get mad when someone lied to you, but you gonna lie to your children. Oh, man, it's sad. Again, but have forsaken me, saith Yah, and have walked after other deities, Jeremiah 16, verse 11. And have walked after other gods, and have served them, and have worshipped them, and have forsaken me, and have not kept my law. Your fathers. I started off at verse 11. Then shalt thou say unto them, because your fathers have forsaken me, and everything that was said in 11. But what did verse 12 say? Jeremiah 16:12. And ye have done worse than your fathers. The children have done worse than your fathers. And ye have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye walk everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. Why you ain't hearkening? Because you ain't going in the book. That's the white man's book. I don't want to go in there and see that. That's the Caucasian. Don't even realize this is the book of Yah. The New Testament is Caucasian, the Roman book. That's the New Testament. That's where everybody at. That's what the majority of the world is following. If they call themselves a Christian, they're in a cult and they're in idolatry. They don't even realize it. Because they don't go into the history and see when they say the Creator spoke. You mean to tell me a man's going to come and he's going to be over the Creator that made all things? His son came in. They have no idea and no understanding. And this is the problem of today. The world is under religion and is under a cult and is under blasphemy, and they can't even see it. But hey, I'm just a man talking in the wind. 12 again. And ye, which is you, have done worse than your fathers. For behold, ye have walked everyone after the imagination of his evil heart, that they may not hearken unto me. That you ain't listening to me. The Father gave his word in the law and the prophets. And when he spoke his law through the prophet Moses and the prophets in the Old Testament. They are his law. They're from the voice of Yah through his prophet. The prophet spoke and put it down. And even if it ain't like it is in when it was first written, it's good enough for you to understand who it came from. But people choose not to research. Hey. That they may not hearken unto me. Verse 13. Therefore will I cast you out of this land, out of our own land, into a land that ye know not. Where we now? We call this America. But the land that we're on is not our land, because the land that we're on is on concrete. It's the concrete jungle, and it's the jurisdiction of the Roman Empire. They have taken over the land and over the world. It's our job to get out of this system by certain means and become back under the Creator. But people want to do it without the Creator. That's where they're gonna fall in. That's where they're gonna fall in the ditch at. See, it's a gorge that I've been through spiritually, that I've come across. A lot of people going to be in that gorge in the ditch spiritually. I'm telling you what I know. But hey. Therefore, 13 again. Therefore will I cast you out of this land into a land that ye know not, neither ye, which is you, nor your fathers. And there shall ye, you serve other gods day and night, where I will not show you favor. But I will not show you favor. But guess what happens over here at 19? Before I go to 14 and 15, let me show you what's going on today. Starting at verse 19. 19 through 21. This is what I just got through reading in Jeremiah chapter 10. Verse 19, Jeremiah 16:19 states, O Yah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth. Okay, wait a minute. O Yah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction, which we have been going through. We've been going through affliction. We've been afflicted. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, what they gonna say? And shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies. Surely our fathers have inherited lies. Where they inherited lies from? The Greek and the Roman Empire. The Greek and the Roman Empire in today's time, because they was made to turn. See, we ain't talking about back in the time before the Greek and the Roman Empire, when Israel chose to go away from the law. We're not talking about back then. We talking about when the time when the Greeks and the Romans took over the earth and they made people accept this way of life. They made them do it. That's the difference. It says, again, verse 19, O Yah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth. They'll come to us, to the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. And things wherein there is no profit. Thanksgiving. Well, let's just start with Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. What's the name of that? Valentine's Day. On down the line. Who's next? Easter. Who's after Easter? Memorial Day and Labor Day and all this other stuff. 4th of July. All these things, they inherited lies. They're taught to the people. Inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. 20. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? Ain't that what people do? People make a cross of God. People make all kinds of things they're doing right now. This is talking about today. How it's talking about today, I'm going to give it to you in 14 and 15. Shall a man make gods unto himself, and they are no gods? Verse 21. Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. That's what I'm doing. Through the word of Yah. Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know. I will cause them to know mine hand and my might. My hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is Yah. How they going to know? Let's find out. 14 and 15 states this. I think before 14 and 15, we go from 16 to 18, and then 14 and 15. So let me do that real quick. 16 to 18, 16, 17, 18, and then 14 and 15. All right? This is how I break it down to show you the real understanding of it. Verse 16 says, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yah, and they shall fish them. I am a hunter, or I may be a fisherman. I don't know which one I am, but I'm part of this category right here. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yah, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill out of the holes of the rock. Mountains, continents, countries, and from every mountain and from every hill, cities, towns, the cities and the towns, rural areas, and out of the holes of the rocks, neighborhoods. Got to understand what's being said. These are the neighborhoods, little small communities. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. You see that? A lot of people don't even understand that quote right there. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. People think that the Creator don't see. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. Your ignorance, your sin is not hid from my eyes. And first, I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double. That's what we went through. You see that? And first, I will recompense their sin and their iniquity double, because they have defiled my land. You see that? And they have filled my inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things. What is his because they have filled my land and they have filled my inheritance. This is his inheritance, our bodies. Our bodies are his inheritance. A lot of people don't even realize or know that. This is where he dwells within us. With their detestable and abominable things. Now, 14 and 15. Got to break it down to see it for the way it really meant. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yah, that it shall no more be said, Yah liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yah liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. Know what? And what I come to know, the land that he bringing us to, into their land. Your land is where you were born, because he gave us the earth. We have dominion of the earth. But where you was born at, you have inheritance there. A lot of people don't know it. A lot of people don't know it. But everyone today is in and of lies and idols. That's what I'm going to call it tonight. Lies and idols. The Father said he was going to do, he's going to wake everybody up. But see, this right here, 14 and 15, therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yah, that it shall no more be said, the Lord lived that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And this is going to be individually. This is what people don't get. How I know? Because it happened to me. That's how I know. But Yah liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. The Father gave us the earth. And he told us he's going to give us the earth. The earth is our dominion. But the land that he gave us is where we were born at. We just haven't taken it in full stride yet. But where we were born, you have an inheritance there. I'm just going to leave you with that. So the whole thing is, we got to get back on track with Yah, the Creator, and doing his will. Other than that, just want to share with you that I am that Lkhyym in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Lkhyym in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This prophesies for you to see that Lkhyym is really me. So just wanted to share that with you. And we're going to do the benediction before we do the smile, and then I'll give everybody the information on how to connect back with me or connect with me at any time. So we're going to do the benediction, which is in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. The benediction. And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, which is his law, and Yah will bless them. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekebo, Vakuto Eolam, Va'ed, Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Praise you, Almighty. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, plan to do. We thank you for your word, your laws, and all that was given to us and that you share with us. We thank you, Father, for all. One thing I'd like to share with you, excuse me, if you'd like to get in contact with me, you can always call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. If you'd like to email me, my email is lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. Now, if you'd like to see the information, if you'd like to see part 1 and part 2 of the information that I share, you can see them on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, part 1 and part 2. Them the short versions, which is on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. My YouTube, you can like, subscribe, and share at Juice Pro 33. That's JUICEPRO33. Again, that's JUICEPRO33. Excuse me. Juice Pro 33 on YouTube. Now, that's YouTube Live. YouTube Live. Please like, subscribe, and share for part 1 and part 2. YouTube Live, Juice Pro 33. Also, you can see us on Instagram. Instagram is Lkhyym _ the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM _ THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM _ THEJUICE. All right. Also, you can see part 1 and part 2 on Facebook. My Facebook is Lkhyym Harris, which is spelled MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. Again, that's MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. Right? That's on Facebook. Now, if you like to see the full version, which we download and upload from Zoom onto YouTube and these other stations, on YouTube, we're still at Juice Pro 33, but we're under video. The part 1, part 2 is under live, but the video is the full version, and it's still under Juice Pro 33, which is JUICEPRO 33 altogether. Again, that's JUICEPRO 33 altogether. Please like, subscribe, and share. There's video for the full version and live for part 1 and part 2. You can also catch us on X, formerly known as Twitter. That's X, formerly known as Twitter, on Juice Pro 33 as well. That's JUICEPRO 33. JUICEPRO 33. On X, formerly known as Twitter as well. And you can also catch us at the full version on rumble.com. That's RUMBLE, rumble.com /LKHYYM. That's rumble.com /LKHYYM. And also on patreon.com, excuse me, for the full version. Patreon.com for the full version, which is patreon.com /LKHYYM. Again, that's patreon.com /LKHYYM on patreon.com. Now, for TikTok. Now, I have 2 TikTok. I have TikTok. One of them is just like Instagram, which is TikTok. On TikTok, put in the search engine @ Lkhyym _ the juice, which is @ LKHYYM _ THEJUI, excuse me, CE. Again, there's LKHYYM _ THEJUICE in the search engine on Instagram. And my other Instagram, as well as I have another YouTube, Michael the Juice Harris, all together. Michael the Juice Harris on YouTube, which is my other YouTube, as well as my Instagram, which is spelled MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Again, that's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. All right. Now, for the Zoom, if you're welcome to get on the Zoom, please, like I said, contact me first, and I will allow you to come in on the Zoom if you want to come on. And we're on several nights a week. On Sunday, at the beginning of the week, or the night after Sunday, should I say, the night after Sunday at 9 p.m., which is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation, 9 p.m. the night after the day of Sunday. And no different like tonight. This is the night after Monday, which is Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth, on the night at 9 p.m. Both of them at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Sunday, night after Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. the night after Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Now we, as of tomorrow, we're starting Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge, AM and PM. AM is at 7:30 a.m. and PM is at 9 p.m. But you have to get in contact with me before me allowing you to come in, or if someone get in contact with you, whatever, you would call or text me. I would like you call and or text me your name, number, and email. Excuse me, we can go through a conversation before coming through. That's 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., and 9 p.m. Eastern time for Solving Class of Knowledge. All right. On Tuesday and the night after Tuesday. Also, we have another class to be determined, but that's on Wednesday for those who get into their private status. But other than that, on the Sabbath day, we're here at noon. Noonday, or towards the beginning of the evening and the end of the morning, at noonday on the Sabbath at 12 p.m. for the Sabbath, which is Assembly of the Righteous. This is the Assembly of the Righteous, when the righteous come together on the date that the Creator told us to come in His name. Other than that, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. I appreciate, love you all. Look forward to seeing and talk to you again soon. Please text me, name, number, email if you'd like to know more information. Give me a call. Other than that, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. And I think I'm going to call tonight Lies and Idols. Lies and Idols. Other than that, I appreciate, love you. See you soon. And always. Peace. Gonna say bye to you first, Zoom. Love you. Appreciate, love you. See you soon.